Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals. The first two semifinals are over and we have our 6 finalists. So who got the most votes in the semifinals? The third place in the second semifinal with 306 votes goes to the Spike Tops. That's their first appearance in a final. The second place with 325 votes goes to the Wigglers. And the winner of the second semifinal with the insane amount of 555 votes are the Piranha Plants. Congratulations to the Piranha Plants. The third place in the first semifinal with 496 votes was made by the Thwomps. The second place was reached by the Bloopers with their remake of the blooper item from Mario Kart. They managed to get 769 votes. And the first place originally went to the Hammer Bros with over 2,000 votes. But then I checked the voting results and as it turned out, the Hammer Bros got over 1,000 illegal double votes. After that, they were still qualified. So I decided to remove 100 votes from them as punishment for cheating. But they were still qualified. I removed another 50 votes from them because I don't like them, but even then they were still part of the finals, so congratulations to the Hammer Bros for making it this year. The full results of the semifinals are in the description. Each one of our 6 starters will show us 2 ideas back to back today. And then, ladies and gentlemen, then it will be up for you to decide which enemy will win the Mushroom Kingdom Champion title of 2018. So you ready? Let's do this! The Wigglers are the first to present their idea to us today. Their first design is a really difficult to beat wall jump challenge. Mario finds himself trapped between 2 moving bullet blasters here. But there are not only dangerous blasters shooting towards him, there are evil cannons as well. The whole contraption slowly moves towards the left, but not only is this contraption moving, it also jumps up and down as well. The reason why the blasters are jumping here is super simple. They are simply placed on top of 2 winged Wigglers. Surviving in this contraption is incredibly difficult for Mario. I'm not even kidding. It took me dozens of tries until I finally managed to record this. And once I managed to finally beat this design, I realized that I forgot to place an exit door. So sorry about that, but this time Mario isn't allowed to leave an idea for his beloved exit door, but is stuck here forever instead. The next thing the Wigglers prepared for us is an interesting 3-phase boss fight. So Mario finds himself in the middle of this room and immediately the first phase of the dangerous Wiggler boss begins. Though this first phase is probably better described as cute instead of dangerous. It's just a Wiggler with a cannon on its head running around peacefully. I doubt that this will convince the voters at home to vote Wiggler. Once the P-switch timer expires, Mario is able to re-enter the room through this door and the second phase begins. This time the dangerous Wiggler boss is a little bit more dangerous. While Mario went through the door, the Wiggler became really angry and swapped his cannon for a Piranha Plant. This is definitely a lot more challenging to survive for a poor plumber than the first phase. Let's find out what phase 3 looks like. This time, the Wiggler grew wings, and grew in general. Now Mario fights one-on-one against this gigantic Wiggler monster. Once again, he needs to survive until a P-switch expires, but this time he's rewarded with the exit key, and therefore finally allowed to leave this idea. Hooray! Okay, so how did all of this work? Well, it's actually surprisingly complicated. There are 4 counter contraptions hidden at the top that change the layout of this area whenever Mario walks through a door. We won't go over anything here in detail since we've talked about how stuff like this works often in the past, but basically we make use of spawn blocking. We either block some entities the first time they want to load by using destroyable blocks, or we use invisible blocks to block contraptions after they loaded in once. Because of this, we're able to have a different Wiggler drop down every time, which gives us a nice little escalating boss fight. Okay, so next it's time for the election rigging Hammer Bros to present us their ideas. So the first silly thing which the silly Hammer Bros want to show us are 3 mini designs. They prepared 3 dull mini bosses which use Sledge Bros. The first silly mini boss is something I'd like to call a Chomp-a-lot. This Chomp-a-lot consists of 2 Goomba shoes and 2 chain chomps. These items do all the real work here, while the Sledge Bro uselessly stands on top of them and throws ugly hammers. Luckily, Mario has no troubles defeating this Chomp-a-lot. Maybe other enemies could be used to make this mini-boss more interesting. The second mini-boss is even less imaginative than the first one. Here we have a Sledge Bro in a simple room with semi-solid platforms. Yeah, that's it. Mario defeats the ugly turtle, as was to expect. The final mini-boss features some awesome boosts and a brave spike top. These items are used to make the sledge bro who lives on top of them mildly interesting. Once again, Mario defeats this evil turtle with ease. Hooray! That was by far the worst performance so far. Let's take a look at the second Hammer Bros idea. This idea features an amazing machine. This idea features a machine that automatically removes all Hammer Bros. So you're probably wondering how such an amazing machine could possibly work. Well, it's surprisingly simple. Here we have the Hammer Bronizer 2000. All that Mario has to do in order to start the D-Hammer process is to hit this P-switch, and then the D-Hammer Bronizer 2000 starts to automatically do its thing. At the left, tons of Hammer Bros start to spawn. After a short setup phase, the machine starts to spawn and to destroy POW blocks forever, which destroy all the evil Hammer Bros that spawn at the left. Forever. I really don't like Hammer Bros that much, but I have to admit, that's actually a pretty useful design. Great job, Hammer Bros. The reason why the machine only starts once the P-switch is triggered is because we use the P-switch to free the LB. We'll see more of this during the Thwomps performance. I'll explain how it works there. And now it's time for the Spike Tops. The Spike Tops decided to put their first performance under a simple theme. The first idea the Spike Tops present today is all about a horrific creature. A horrific creature they'd like to call the Canonadra. The stage starts simple, but things become dangerous here fast. Mario has to wait for a moment, and then the Canonadra attacks. In case you aren't familiar with the Canonadra is a dangerous creature, half cannon, half chain chomp, that lives on top of the ceiling of the most evil Mario Maker troll levels. At first glance, this Canonadra might not look that dangerous, but that's an illusion, because no one is able to escape a Canonadra. Because whenever one believes that he escaped the Canonadra simply grows more heads. What a horrific creature. But Mario still manages to escape. Wow, I thought no one escapes the Canonadra. I hope that Mario never has to face the Canonadra again, because the next time he meets the Canonadra will have 9 heads. The reason why this works is super simple. The Spike Tops simply use the same glitch that they already showed off in the semifinals. The second idea that the Spike Tops prepared for us is something incredibly cool. They found a way to globally lag the game. Here, they once again use the same glitch, this time to stack an insane amount of POW blocks. All those poor POW blocks now try every frame to resolve their collision, but there is no way to solve this evil collision problem. Because of this, the game does the math behind it every single frame, which takes a while, and therefore each frame takes a while from now on as well. The really cool thing here is that the Spike Tops stack all the POW blocks on top of a blue platform. Blue platforms are global ground. Because of this, they never despawn. No matter how far away Mario walks, the POW blocks stay loaded and the lag persists. Therefore, we can even take Mario and carry him as far to the left as we want to. The frame rate never recovers, no matter how far to the left we drag him. Oh my god, wait a moment, I'm such an idiot. The Canonadra lives to the left here. Oh my god, I just reloaded the Canonadra and now it has 9 heads. I knew it! Is Mario able to escape again? Is he able to escape this beast with 9 heads while the whole game still lags? Well, I told you, no one escapes the Canonadra. Next up are the bloopers. The first idea they prepared is a super simple underwater minigame. Our plumber becomes entrapped between 2 moving bullet blasters here. These blasters constantly push him towards the right. Mario's job here is simple. All he needs to do here is to swim carefully up and down and to avoid all the evil bloopers along the path. At the end, the bullet blasters stop automatically, directly in front of the exit door. How convenient. The reason why the conveyor belt stops there is because of a hidden Muncher P-switch contraption out of sight. This works because the P-switch becomes loaded in as soon as Mario reaches exactly this tile. The second idea, which the bloopers present, is unfinished. So here's the thing, the bloopers want to show off an incredibly complicated randomized idea where the whole stage layout permanently changes because of Blooper Randomizer. Sadly, this doesn't work. Turns out bloopers are less random than we thought. It is completely random whether a blooper flies towards the left or to the right in general. But if Mario is more than 8 blocks away, then it is no longer random, but the blooper will always fly towards Mario. Because of this, bloopers can't be used to randomize a complete level. So instead of showing us this trick, they decided to show us a cool 1 out of 8 randomizer. Here, 6 blooper randomizer are wired together and immediately open up 1 out of 8 paths for for Mario as soon as the room loads. That's really interesting and got a lot of potential, but sadly it doesn't really work either. For some weird reason, which I don't understand yet, the bloopers at the very bottom always move towards Mario as well. All the other randomizers do their job, but the last layer always outputs the same result. So, yeah, that's what the bloopers prepared for us. If someone wants to toy around a little bit more with Blooper Randomizers, give it a go. I have this strange feeling that there is something really cool yet to be discovered, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. Anyway, next up are the Piranha Plants. Their first design features a really dangerous shell train ride. These bullet blasters shoot blue shells which build a dangerous platform for Mario to ride. To make matters even worse, the whole train route seems to be overgrown with dangerous, biting and fire-spitting plants. Mario has to dodge all the evil threats along this horrific train ride. Still, this is only the second worst train ride Mario ever had. The second idea the Piranha Plants prepared is a dangerous spin jump challenge. Here Mario has to spin jump on top of this overgrown platform that tries to eat him. There are dangerous Piranha Plants shooting out of pipes as well, which makes this even more dangerous. This looks really cool and everything, but I don't know how you wonderful ladies and gentlemen are feeling. This idea feels a little bit weak. I mean, yeah, the spin jumping is nice and it's cool that the Piranha Plants build a shortcut for people who want to speedrun their idea, but I'm not sure if this is enough to convince the voters at home to vote Piranha Plant. But we will soon find out. But first, it's time for the final starter of today. It's time for everyone's favorite stone face. It's time for the Thwomps. The Thwomps took an entry on our dangerous list of evil as inspiration for both of their designs. Instead of adding a new entry, they decided to upgrade an already existing one. They proudly present us two ideas for Don't Cross the Line plus levels. Sounds interesting. The first design starts simple. Mario's in the middle of one of Bowser's castles, nothing special here, but after a while he enters a Bowser Jr. boss fight. Here Mario has to defeat the heir to the Koopa throne, as he did many times before, but this time he has to be careful not to cross the line at the top. Usually the floor would collapse if Mario crossed such an important line. But that's not what happens here, because if Mario crosses this line, all the pipes at the bottom suddenly activate and start to spawn dangerous lava bubbles. That makes the boss fight much more difficult, but still not impossible to beat. Mario loses this fight, however, which means back to the start. This time our plumber is much more careful not to cross the dangerous line, which means the pipes stay deactivated and therefore the fight is much easier. And yep, we are able to test for Mario's vertical position, and if Mario reaches a certain height, we are able to turn on pipes that were deactivated before. That's so cool. So how does this work? Well, it's actually surprisingly simple, like for real. At the top are anti-jump forms that trigger a P-switch if Mario crosses the line. In the earlier part of the level, we secretly globally donut overflow the LB for 100. Because of this, the pipes aren't able to spawn anything. But if a P-switch becomes triggered, all the Thwomps leave the game at once, free the LB and allow pipes to spawn something again. I can't wait to toy around with this in combination with the invisible pipes glitch in an upcoming video. Okay, but the Thwomps have one more idea for us. But first, check this out. Here we use an ancient trick I almost forgot about to immobilize flying spinies. This gives us a pretty cool spike cannon that can be useful for tons of different levels. This works because the spike top is on top of a Monty Mole, which is buried below a Muncher and therefore is never able to leave the ground. We use these spike cannons here in order to make this idea more challenging. Here a couple of Thwomps cycle up and down. Once again, Mario isn't allowed to cross a certain line. This time the line is at the bottom. If Mario doesn't jump before the Thwomp reaches this line, then the whole ceiling collapses and dangerous Munchers drop onto Mario's head. How ouching. We use Schrödinger's note blocks at the bottom to check for the vertical position of the camera, so our brave plumber has to be really careful here. Not only has he to dodge all the dangerous spikes which the evil spike cannons shoot into the room, but he isn't allowed to cross the line here as well. But once again, Mario manages to survive. This was the last idea of the day. And now it's time for you wonderful ladies and gentlemen to vote. Only one out of our 6 starters is able to win the Mushroom Champion title of 2018. The Wigglers, the Hammer Bros, the Spike Tops, the Bloopers, the Piranha Plants and the Thwomps all still have a chance to win the title. The voting works via straw poll. Each one of you watching this has exactly 1 vote. The link to the straw poll is currently on screen and in the description and pinned in the comment section as well. I hope all of you enjoyed this year's competition. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and maybe you feel especially competitive today and want to hit the subscribe button as well. I hope that you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye!